So the next thing that I want to make sure is clear to you is that this law of sines works for a triangle as long as we have an angle and we have the side across from them. And I'm going to refer to them throughout this unit as a side-angle pair. So here's an example that we can look at. Look at the next page. Suppose that angle R is 38 degrees, and angle A is 44 degrees, and that side D is 8 centimeters. And we're asked to solve the triangle. This would be triangle RAD, or RAD, which means we want to find the missing pieces. We want to find the measure of angle D. We want to find the length of side R. And we want to find the length of side A. Once we found those three pieces of information, we're good. So we draw a picture of the triangle. Let's say this is 38 degrees. This is R. And that this is 44 degrees. So this is A. That would make this side A, and this would make this side R. And therefore, this is side D, which is going to be 8. Now notice that at the moment we do not have a side angle pair, because we have two angles and we don't know the side that's across from either of them. Help is on the way, because here's angle D, and we can find the measure of that angle using the triangle sum formula. So it'll be equal to 180 minus the 38 degrees minus the 44 degrees, which is going to leave us with 98 degrees, which is one of my favorite boy bands. Alright, now let's suppose that the next thing that we want to find is side R. Here's where the law of sines is going to become helpful to us. In the law of sines, you start by using your side angle pair. So our side angle pair is here, here. We can say that the sine of angle 98 degrees divided by the side opposite it is equivalent to, we want R, so I'm going to put R in the denominator, and the angle pair that goes with R is 38 degrees. You now have an equation where you can plug in the sine of 98 and the sine of 38 degrees and solve. You're going to end up, when you do a little bit of algebra here, finding that R is equal to 8 multiplied by the sine of 38 degrees divided by the sine of 98 degrees. And I did that just by cross multiplying and doing a little bit of algebra after that. And when you work that out, you're going to find that 8 times the sine of 38 divided by the sine of 98 gives us 4.97, which I am going to round off to 5.0 centimeters. So that gives us R. The last thing we need to find is A. Before we find A, let's just keep in mind that we know, because the angle across from it is bigger than 38, that A is going to have to be a little bit bigger than R. So we're looking for a number that's, maybe a little bit larger than 5.0. You're going to do the exact same thing you did here. You're going to say the sine of 98 degrees. If I divide that by 8, it will be equivalent to, I want A, and so in the numerator I'm going to put the sine of across from A is 44 degrees. So we evaluate that. The same way that we did this right here, you're going to find that A ends up being equal to 8 times the sine of 44 degrees divided by the sine of 98 degrees. Good. You can actually take your calculator and do a second enter and then just edit it to change this 38 degrees to a 44. And there's your answer. Let's call that 5.6.